I think you're asking if it's possible to somehow hijack the sonic code and then decode the ones and zeros that are encoded in that code, and then use them for some sort of a cyber attack. So that would be very difficult to do, again, because of the fact that there is a limited time that you have to do that. So first of all, every 1 and every 0 is represented by a very specific pattern that only we know what that pattern is that represents a 1 and a different pattern that represents a 0. And we compare them against the template that we have in the decoding mechanism in the cell phone application. So you're really not looking at 1s and 0s, you're looking at patterns that may translate to 1s and 0s, but you have to know which pattern is which to really get those 1s and 0s. But let's say you do that. Like, let's say you get those 1s and 0s. And let's say you manage to do that within 200 milliseconds of how long this code lasts. And so you have these 1s and 0s, and you want to send them back to our server, because our server, which is in the cloud, which is the only place that actually approves the transaction and completes the logon process. So you get those numbers and you send them to our server, and our server says, okay, well, where did those numbers come from? If they came from a cell phone that we recognize, then we will say, okay, so it came from this cell phone number and this cell phone ID and the unique application number that we have for each cell phone and each user. And then it says, okay, so that person can be logged on. So in that situation, you would log yourself, if you stole that number, you would log yourself onto your bank account, but you wouldn't be logging onto the bank account of this person from whom you stole that number. If that's, I don't know if that's clear to understand, but instead of impersonating someone, you would be impersonating yourself if you stole the code, which doesn't really buy you anything. It means you can withdraw money from your own account. So that's the long answer.